your fundamental awareness of your body in space and in movement is like a map. And that map can have lots of dark areas, right, that we're kind of unclear on how to navigate. So we need to give it information. And swinging a 35-pound mace over my head at full speed is a little unforgiving, and it's not the easiest way to gather that information. So one really simple tool just is to take a stick and to practice just feeling the stretch in my arm, the capacity of my arm, so I build that confidence. Keep a little bend in your elbows, pull one to the other as if you're trying to rip that stick apart, and practice just stretching the arm. From there I can work on sliding on the tissue and feel the relationship between the head, the body, and the stick. I can rotate on the front of the body, pass it to the shoulders. And so in effect I can teach myself to perform, it's almost like I'm kayaking, this kind of emotion around my head. And I use the body to give me as much information as possible. Good stretch, good warm-up, good for the lungs. In the same way as we did with framing before, I can contour from shoulder to arm, arm to shoulder. That type of basic work is equally important for increasing your map, fleshing it out. Some other variations include having thumbs down, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stretch as I did before, but I'm going to see if I'm able to twist my arm slightly. So I can twist as I would in a Cossack arm screw. The key here is to fire it from the head of the humerus. So you'll see the humerus is really driving forward. Driving forward. Another variation is to go palm up. And we see that if we keep our hands at the end of the stick, I can switch from one side to the other just by going over the pommel. But I can also grip like I'm doing a pull-up and then rotate one hand into almost a volunteer arm lock. So this gives you a very tight stretch. We used to use this kind of motion in Japanese jiu-jitsu, still do, for conditioning and preparing the ligaments and the tendons for certain joint locks. So double palm up, one is going to rotate and go around the stick. Rotate and go around. Once that becomes comfortable, I can use that same motion to lengthen my line, and I can slide with the plane of my body under the stick. So this is now informing me of where my shoulder and head are in alignment. So it's a very intuitive exercise, but one that is fantastic and directly relative to this idea of knowing where my head and shoulders are. Good warm-up for your wrists, great for your grip strength, good for your breathing, and will directly help you stretch open those shoulders and get you more mobile for your mace.